So I was casually reading this children's stories. It's a Amar Chitrakatha folk tales series and focused on Buddhist stories. And it's a book for children, so the chapters are like very, very simple and but yet very interesting. So this is the introductory chapter that I was reading, the very first, the kind of a synopsis summary that we get about the life of Prince Siddharth, who later today that we call him as Gautam Buddha, the enlightened one. तो ये जो चैप्टर जो मैं पढ़ रही थी वो एक चैप्टर भी नहीं है. चैप्टर के पहले जो एक इंट्रोडक्शन देते हैं कि कौन थे वो प्रिंस सिद्धार्थ से गौतम बुद्ध क्यों बने, वो एक सिंपल वे में 4 पेज की एक स्टोरी बताई गई है जो हम सब जानते हैं. सो हियर गोज द स्टोरी. That in the mighty Himalayas there was a very small prosperous kingdom called Kapilvastu, and Prince Siddharth was born to the king and queen of Kapilvastu, and he was brought up with all the riches and toys and good things, a prosperous life. तो सबसे पहली बार जब प्रिंस सिद्धार्थ पैलेस के बाहर गए, जब थोड़े बड़े हुए, तो जितनी भी चीज़ें उन्होंने ऑब्जर्व की was all the things that were pain and sorrow. He saw an elderly person who was in his old age and was suffering with pain. He saw people carrying a dead body at a crematorium for the funeral, for the last rites, for the rituals. And he saw so much of suffering, pain, sorrow all around when he, went out for the first time out of his palace to explore how the life of other people is apart from his palace. And because of it, he chose that I want to live a life while serving the people, to serve for people, to do something good for people. So he went to jungle to get certain answers that how can he contribute towards reducing the sorrow, pain in the lives of people. He meditated and he prayed for long years, many years. And one fine day, while meditating and praying, sitting under a Bodhi tree, he got enlightened and he got all the answers that he was searching for to help people. And once he got the answers, he moved out of the jungle. He went to the city to learn and educate people, to teach people what he had learned, the wisdom of life, about the universe. And here's the thing that I learned that we can really apply in our professional life, in our workplace, in everywhere that we live. So instead of choosing to teach people in Sanskrit, he chose to teach people and impart this knowledge, this wisdom in Pali, because Pali that time was the common language that was spoken by people. And this is the first lesson that we all can learn from this story, that wherever we live, sometimes we choose to move out of our hometown and settle down to different cities and even countries for our professional life, where people might be living in a different way. People might be speaking different language there, contrary to what we have been brought up with and learned our native language. So the very first thing that I learned from this lesson, that there's a saying that when in Rome, you should dress up and enjoy and behave like a true localite there. हम हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं कि जैसा देश वैसा भेष. तो हम जहाँ पे भी रहते हैं, इट इज़ वेरी वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट कि हम वहाँ की कॉमन लैंग्वेज सीखें, हम वहाँ का कल्चर एडाप्ट करें. ना कि मैंने काफ़ी लोगों को देखा है कि प्रोफेशनल लाइफ के लिए, ग्रोथ के लिए वो अलग कंट्री या सिटी में मूव ऑन तो हो जाते हैं, लेकिन हमेशा वो स्टबन एटीट्यूड रहता है कि अरे यहाँ के तो लोग ऐसे ही है, ऐसा खाते हैं, हमको तो नहीं जमता है. बट यू हैव चोजन दिस लाइफ फॉर योर पर्सनल ग्रोथ. सो इट इज़ ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट along with your professional growth, you also need to blend in well to live a satisfactory personal life, for which blending in with the culture, the language of the place that you are living in really plays a crucial role. और वो आप अगर सोचे तो हमारी लैंग्वेज अगर कोई बाहर का आके हमारे साथ हमारी लैंग्वेज में बोले तो हमें कितना अच्छा लगता है. तो वही सेम चीज़ है कि हम कहीं पे और जाके अगर उनकी लैंग्वेज सीखे तो उनको भी कितना रिस्पेक्टफुल फील होगा, कितना अच्छा लगेगा, और हम उतने ही जल्दी फ्लेक्सिबली वहाँ पे एडजस्ट हो पाएंगे. So this is something that I really learned from this, story. First thing that, instead of Sanskrit, he chose to impart this wisdom in Pali because it was the common language spoken by people. Also, the second thing I learned from this story was that it was written in the story that whatever wisdom that he learned through his meditation and his prayings, from whatever enlightenment that he received through his meditations, he chose to impart that same knowledge and wisdom in the form of stories, in the form of parables to the localites, to the people that he was teaching this knowledge. And that is the second lesson that I learned, that जितना हम कुछ भी सिखाना चाहते हैं लोगों को, जितना उसको सिंपल बना सकते हैं, जितना स्टोरी टेलिंग में उसको हम कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, जितना हम सिंपल बना सकते हैं, जितना विट एंड ह्यूमर उसमें ब्लेंड कर सकते हैं, उतना ही इजी लोगों को जो लोगों को हम ये सिखाना चाहते हैं वो सिखाने में सामने वाले जो रिसीवर्स हैं उनके लिए बहुत इजी हो जाता है समझना, क्योंकि वो रिलेट कर पाते हैं, वो क्रिएटिवली काफ़ी चीज़ें डाइजेस्ट कर पाते हैं, इंस्टेड ऑफ यूजिंग लॉट ऑफ कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वर्ड्स एंड ऑक्सफोर्ड डिक्शनरी वर्ड्स. सो दैट इज़ समथिंग दैट आई लर्नड अगेन फ्रॉम दिस स्टोरी, दैट he chose to teach wisdom to everyone in the form of stories and parables with lot of wit and humor involved in it. And it was kind of a fun and learn for people that were on the receiving end. So that is the second thing that I learned. And I'm sure you learned from this as well.